Stickasaurus here, and today we're going to get into visors, magnets, elastic. Sadly, no spin arounds, but we'll get everyone started on questions I've been asked so many times. If you saw the putty and the paint tutorials, you should be about here with your helmet. And we'll put a little one at the end for if you're doing form visors, how to glue them on. That'll be at the end of this video. But here's a New Frontier helmet that we are finishing up. And we need to get a visor in here. We're going to show you how to do that, as well as how I do my magnets and what I use for elastic. So that's the big thing. I use hot glue for all this, just regular high temp hot glue, nothing crazy. This elastic you can just get on Amazon. If you check out my Amazon affiliate link down in there, there's a link to this, as well as the magnets I use. 8x3 magnets, nothing crazy. I use 0.20 millimeter PETG sheets that are clear. You take off one side and you just tin it with VHT nightshades. That's what I do. You can dye them. It's a whole thing. Maybe we'll show a tutorial on that sometime if I ever figure it out myself. But yeah, you just show it and then just do one coat. That's very important. You do one coat. And then you have this. And this works great for visor material. And we'll show you how to do that. We're going to make a pattern here. But first, we're going to get the visor. That's what I usually do first. Let's get to make a pattern. All right, so when I make a pattern, I use just my masking tape. It's just automotive masking paper. We have a dispenser that puts tape on it automatically. Or you could use brown paper bag, piece of paper, whatever you need. It doesn't matter. But I flip the helmet over. Hopefully you can see this. I'll put it at an angle. I always put like a little crease in it just to help it get around the bend. You put it in here. Try to push it in. You want to make it so you kind of get the curve, if that makes sense. If you got to bunch it up at the top, that's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then you'll end up with something like this. And now this, you're going to want to trace around to get the start of your pattern. I put my hand behind it and push it up, or else sometimes it'll cut through or pull the tape off. It's kind of annoying. This visor has teeth here, which sometimes you have to go around, sometimes you don't. This one I'm going to go around. I did one previous to this. Same helmet, a little bigger. You just want to kind of go in at like an angle so you don't get like just the edge. You want to kind of get a little bit up in there, if that makes sense. Once you got that, you can pull this out. There you go. That's the start of your pattern. So when you go to cut this out, I always add at least a 1/4 inch, because you can take away, but you cannot add to the final visor. So if you make it a little bit bigger than you need, you can trim that down and it'll be perfectly fine. But if you make it too small, you're out of luck. And you know, the cost of this stuff adds up eventually. So I just rough cut about, you know, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. Usually a 1/4, because I'll do a 1/4 on the paper visor, and then when we put it on the plastic, we'll also do about another 1/4 inch. So there's your paper pattern. And now we need to transfer this onto the actual visor plastic. But when you spray your plastic, you take the plastic off one side. It's got plastic film on both sides. Take it off one side, and that's the side you're going to spray your VHT nightshade on. And after it dries, you want to make sure you put the side that you didn't spray on. This is the side that's going to go out, face out of the visor. Just because sometimes the nightshades will leave a texture or something. And this is always nice and smooth. So this side that still has the film on it, as you can see, already taped there. But you want to just tape your pattern down on top of it. So just tape it down like this. And then again, when we cut this out, we want to make sure we cut a little extra around it. Me being a little frugal, trying to save this little scrap here, we might have a little problem down here, but it should be okay. But you see, I add another about 1/4 inch the whole way around. Again, take your time, because if you cut this too small, you're out of luck. You can't add it and have it look good. It's just not going to work. So there you go. That is your pattern. Let's make sure it fits. Push it out, and then it looks like we're going to be fine. Should fit in there rather nice. Make sure you take this film off. Very important. If you're doing the same helmet, same size, you can save this pattern and just use it, use it, use it. Don't have to worry about doing the first steps again, but it's usually garbage. All right, and this is the side that's going to go out. So flip it. Set it in. So fit in there just like that. Sometimes if you have really hard curve and it's too tall, you'll have to make little darts in here to get the curve to right, but this is gradual enough, it's not a big deal. Again, this is just normal high temp hot glue gun, and what I do is just hold it in place in the middle with my hand. Make sure you got it where you want it, because you can do take backs, but it's kind of a pain. And then I just usually go around the top first. Your glue gun down, and then you want to hold it in place and push a little so you get that curve. Ow, don't burn yourself. You don't want to get any that will be visible, because you will see it through the visor. Just the edge. Okay, and then after the top is set, just want to go and do the bottom. When you're gluing, don't go over the visor, go around it so you don't get any glue strands on the front of it, because it will ruin it. And there you have it. That is making a pattern for a visor and installing it. Super simple. Don't overthink it. Turned out nice. So now it is time for magnets. You can do clasps on your helmets. Maybe one day we'll do a video on that, but I don't like doing clasps. I hate it, so don't hold your breath. We'll see though. I do have a couple of customer helmets that need clasps. Maybe we'll get around and doing that. I'm not good at them to begin with, so that's fine. But there's many ways to do magnets. You can put them in with some resin. You can put them in with some Bondo body filler, you know, whatever. Some people use long ones. Some people use the round ones. Some people put special things in files to put the long magnets in. All kinds of things you can do. I figured this out a long time ago, and it just worked for me. So all this is floor mat foam that I get at Hobby Lobby. Here's a picture of what I usually buy, and all I do is cut it in like little, like, 1-inch squares. Doesn't super matter what these are, as long as they fit in the helmet comfortably. I like these better because if they rub or something, they're not gonna like cut you or be uncomfortable. They're not too bad. And all we do is glue magnets to these and then glue them in. So the best way I found, because I used to have a lot of stress trying to do this, but I put a little bead of hot glue on a piece of cardboard. It doesn't matter. I just use this one a lot. That's why it looks like a hot mess. And I just lightly put the magnets on. I use 5 pairs of magnets in the helmet. I'll show you where I put them. 5 seems to work best for me. You can use more, you can use less, whatever. 5 just seems like a good number. Unless it's like a really weird helmet, then maybe we'll use more. If there's clasps, I still put magnets and clasps. They kind of act as the keys too. So usually I only put like 4 in there, but it depends. So first I'll put some glue on here. Again, you'll probably use regular cardboard and not a ripped up piece like I am. Just what I like. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just medium viscosity super glue, and this accelerant. The accelerant is super important. I think it saves me a lot of headache and time. So I highly suggest this. Again, this is both down in the Amazon affiliate link, so check it out. And then I put a bead. I just put a little drop of super glue on all these. All right, and then take magnets. Very important. You pay attention to what you're doing. because you're gonna have to flip these eventually. So I'll do 5. I just take it off and set it down. 1, 2. Sometimes you'll put these too close and they'll like jump towards each other and you'll start swearing, get angry. Just take a minute and try again. Okay, so you have your 5 on there, and I hit it with some accelerant. Making sure we don't do anything with the orientation of these magnets. And we can do the other side, so we flip them and do the same thing. Just slide it off and stick it down. Very important. Very important. Pay attention to what you're doing. It'll save you a lot of hassle. Because once these are glued down, they're kind of like impossible to get off. You don't want to get any glue on top of the magnets, or else they don't work as well. I used to do hot glue. I used to Dremel these out, put hot glue, and like put them recessed, and it's not worth it. And then we've got that other side, and we'll just hit this with accelerant. Be careful, the accelerant has acetone and stuff in it. It will melt paint, or it'll make paint gummy. So if you touch it before it cures or flashes off, it will ruin it. And we'll let this sit. Just let it sit a couple minutes. Don't rush. In the meantime, I get my elastic out. I just take about probably 2 inches, 2.5. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter. Don't overthink it. Fold it over on itself so they're the same size. Cut it there. Always put 2 straps at top. This is what they do in actual helmets. Don't overthink it. Hinges are weird. I don't recommend hinges. And you have 2 pieces. That's all you need. All right. After a couple minutes, they should be good. Pop these off, and if you did it right, just stick it together. There you go. That is 1 magnet, so to speak. You're going to glue one side to the back, one side to the front. We're going to do it at the same time, so we make sure they're lined up right and all that. I will show you. So this is going to be kind of hard to show you, but I will try my best. Usually I set the helmet front like this, line the back up. I always have a can here, or it's like a daddy coffee cup or something to hold it up. Sometimes you'll get ones that sit very nice like this. Sometimes you won't. It's very important you try to get this lined up as best you can. Sometimes your helmets won't line up the best. It happens, okay? Just put glue on both sides, and we're just going to stick it in. You might have to push a little bit. Make sure you don't lose your alignment. Pop in there. Check it. Feels good. Feels good. Feels nice. Sometimes you're just a little off, and when you put the magnets in, you can kind of push it out a little bit. I mean, there's not a lot of give. Maybe one day I'll show you how to fix it. You can get kind of lucky with some boiling water. Okay, once the magnet's here, I usually flip it up. I don't know if you can see in there. Taking notes. All right, and that's where your magnets are, as you see. And then see between the top 3 there is where I put the elastic. I'll show you how I do that. Instead of put it like this, a little dot of glue on both sides, flip it over, push down one side, and then like push the other side and pull back a little bit. So it like stretches a little bit. So it's a little top. Again, same thing. Push down one side, pull it the other side. There you go. That is your helmet together. I let it sit a couple minutes before I start screwing with it. I'll show you it open and close here in a couple minutes. Okay, glue's all cured, and you just can open it. Here's what it looks like on the inside. Again, you can pad this and stuff. I don't usually, because a lot of these are for display. Foam padding is a little expensive. Make sure you get that snap. Let's see. It's good. It's good stuff. The elastic hinge works. You don't need a door hinge. That's madness. I know some of the old Showa stunt helmets have it, but that's craziness. But there you go. That's all you got to do. If you have any questions, let me know, and we can try to help you. But again, don't overthink it. It's super easy. Works great. Hello, Stickasaurus here, and welcome to the next part of the more in-depth tutorial. I'm going to show it here because people ask all the time too. So we formed our visor. I vacuum formed it. I had to make our own bucket for it. It was a whole thing, but people always ask, how do you attach this? I used to use Loctite Go-To glue. It was a nice thick super glue. It's set in like half hour, and it fully cured in a day. But I cannot find that anymore. I think it's just an overseas thing anymore. And every time I order off Amazon, it comes and it's like cured and rock hard in the bottle. So I started using E6000. It takes a little bit longer to set up. I think it's like in 24 hours to actually be like together, and 72 to be fully cured. Yeah, 24 hours for curing, maximum bond at 72. So it's not as great. I don't like having tape on the helmet that long, because we're gonna just put some on some cardboard, brush it along the edge here, put our visor on, and it's vacuum formed, so it should just fit like a bug in a rug, they say. Oh, or you can throw it in the ground. It should just pop in like that. Shouldn't be a problem. And then we'll tape it down and let it cure, and try to get the tape off as soon as we can. I'm pushing it with this helmet personally. Probably should let it sit for another like day to clear on it, but it'll be all right. We'll make it work. I'm going to use my less sticky tape, not this automotive tape that we used in the masking part. I have some cheap Amazon masking tape that will probably work better. So that's the plan. That's what we're going to do. I'm just going to do time lapse. It's going to take me a good couple minutes. Sometimes it's hard to tell if it's like actually making contact with the glue, but just gotta trust the process, and we'll see. We can always add more later. It's not like a huge deal. So. But that's how you attach a formed visor to either like a ledge, if some models have it, or if you cut out the visor. That's how I do it. I don't know if it's the best way, but it just seems to work. So next, it's actually attaching the magnets. I use this medium viscosity. Oh, let's try that again, friends. I use this medium. No, I say viscosity. There it is. Use this medium viscosity. What is happening? Let's back and forth. Just pop in. Jeez.